Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. On today's episode, we're going to be doing a long-awaited part 3 of the best impact driver bit challenge.
Alright, you guys, if you haven't checked out part 1, part 2, make sure you check those out now. But just catching you guys up, we've pretty much run all these bits through somewhere around 100 3-inch exterior coated deck, quote-unquote, screws, PH2 number 2 screws, into some wood. And then most of these bits have pulled those screws out, and some pulled out even more. We have a running count at the end from all the bits that rounded off and didn't make it. But all that is tallied up in the end. But today we're going to do part 3. We're going to be continuing to the breaking point of all the bits.
This is the Wera impactor impact bit set from Wera. It's got a little sleeve that kind of goes over, you can kind of magnetize it, but let's take a look at it real quick before we continue part 3. Look at the current status. Here's the bit. There's a good bit of damage on some of the coating. I mean, a lot of it's worn off. That's what maybe you should expect something like that. I'm not sure after about 100 screws or so, but this is the current state. Here is the Makita Gold impact driver bit after about 100 screws. We used this in part 1, I believe.
This is the Wiha Terminator bit. It's got some damage or chipping of the coating, but it's still in pretty good condition. It looks like it still has a lot of good life left in it. This is being used in the Milwaukee bit holders that don't have a Wiha bit holder.
Here, this is the Milwaukee Matrix Carbide bit. This is the bit you kind of won in the sweepstakes when you enter something. I know since then, or since we did part 2, I think, they've discontinued this bit. I think they probably weren't expecting so many warranty claims. I'm not sure what the deal is. You're going to have to talk to Milwaukee themselves. But they discontinued this Matrix carbide bit due to a lot of inquiries about its warranty, I believe. But I still have one that we used in part 2, so we'll keep going with that. Here is the Bosch bit. This is the Bosch bit that we included in part 2 at the end, since a lot of people want to know how the Bosch bits go. Bosch usually ends up making good consumables like drill bits and circular saw blades and stuff like that, but it's got a good amount of coating wear, but it looks like it should still be able to do some good amount of life left in it. This is the worn out Milwaukee Shockwave bit. Somebody commented on one of the videos that this is the older first generation one, but this is the one they had in the store when I got it when we did part 1. So maybe, not sure what they're doing, but this is the one I had, this is one that was in the store. So this may be maybe no first generation, but this is what we had, worn out, kind of cammed out, and then I kind of just went as far as I could until the cam out, or it just could not drive anything at all.
Alright guys, so just looking through some of the comments in other videos, it looks like there's a lot of comments about PPE. Alright, so I'm going to try to address some of that here. Alright, one of the priorities on this channel is safety first. You always want it to be safe when you're working. Even all the OSHA regulation and everything out there is really out there for your own safety. So make sure you take care of yourself, okay? No one's going to look out for you except yourself. Anyways, the point is, at least in this video, the basement's unfinished. We're putting the walls up. There's drywall, dust everywhere. There's unfaced fiberglass insulation still floating around in a lot of areas. It's a very small enclosed space, and I'm hoping that most of you guys have at least used an impact driver in a very small enclosed space, and you know how that sounds. So we'll just leave it at that. Anyways, the point is safety first. Alright guys, so let's talk a little bit about the test that's going to be going on. In this test, we're going to be using 3 different impact drivers: the Dewalt DCF887, the Milwaukee latest generation Fuel, I think it's Gen 3 Fuel M18 impact driver, and also the Makita XDT14. We're going to be using those impact drivers to drive roughly about 100, and each impact driver is going to be driving roughly about 123-inch exterior screws into this landscape lumber. We kind of spaced it out so it has about the same amount of space in between on screws. So we're going to be using one bit. It's going to be going through 120 screws at a time with the impact drivers, and then rotate the impact drivers out. That way the impact drivers heating up or whatnot don't really affect the results as much. Also, we did this test over a period of several days, such that the fatigue or whatnot doesn't really set in.
right, you guys, so that was a very interesting series. So here, let's talk about some of the results here real quick. So here's the running count or running tab on everything we got going on here. Make, model, what we did in part 1, what we did in part 2, what we did in part 3, and here's a summary total. We'll go over some of the stuff real quick. The Milwaukee Gen 1, like I said, some of you guys said, is a retired or discontinued bit, and it definitely didn't do very well, kind of cammed out, and pretty much wasn't able to work too much more. The Milwaukee bit, which their matrix carbide bit, which I know is now discontinued, had a lifetime warranty on the tip warranty, and I think it broke a lot of times. There's a bunch of videos and forums and documents out there about people making a lot of warranty claims, and I guess I mean, obviously you could see it had a lifetime tip warranty, and it broke after roughly around 280 screws in and about 100 out. So this actually broke prematurely before 280, mainly because some of the screws were a little proud and weren't driven a 1/4 inch sunk in, so it's actually a little bit less than 280, but we'll just leave it here at 280. The Bosch bit, the Bosch driver bits, I'm generally, or at least the impact bits, I've been a little bit disappointed in. They used to make the non-impact bits that were actually really good, but I'm not sure if I see them around anymore since everything these days is impact rated. But ended up somewhere around 214 in and 100 out. Makita Gold. We got to talk about this one a little bit more quick. So this has been my go-to bit that I've been using ever since it pretty much came out. It just seems to be a really good quality. Was better than pretty much all the other bits. Had a really good magnetic bit holder or magnetic attachment that you could attach to the sleeve of the bit holder, and that was a lifesaver, especially if you're like a one-man show or if you're working alone and you need another hand. That thing is gold, literally gold. So I'm a little bit concerned about this, mainly because it ended up around 293 in and 144 out. I feel like in real life I've built a couple of decks using this, or at least a few stages and decks using this, or literally just one bit, and I think it lasted a little bit longer than that. So this may be a bad batch, or maybe it was just torture testing back to back, or who knows what happened. So like I said, we may have to try to get more sample sizes in the near future. But moving on, this Dewalt bit, this Dewalt Max bit, like I said, some people pointed out, was not an impact rated bit, but for a non-impact rated bit, it actually did really well. It lasted around 360 screws driven in, 506 out, and literally broke on the first impact of the torture testing. So it's unfortunate that that happened, but for a non-impact rated bit, that actually ended up really well. So the Wera impactor bit was actually very surprising. Well, not as surprising, since that Wera and Wiha are both premium tool companies and they make very good stuff. But 360 in, 462 out, and 31 seconds on the torture test. This is 31 real-time seconds on a torture test. This is not sped up time or whatnot, 31 seconds real time. And the torture test is actually a very, very difficult test, mainly because in the torture test, none of the parts are moving. Meaning, if you're usually driving the screw or whatnot, the impact actually spins the bit and the screw turns and pretty much gives way, right? In this case, I think we're using a Simpson Titan HD screw and locking pliers, so nothing was really moving. So that torsion zone was really being tested. The stress was really put on that tip of the bit. And for something like that to last around 31 seconds after it's done the work of driving and removing all those screws was actually really, really impressive. Moving on to the Wiha Terminator bit. So I'm glad someone turned me on to the Wiha Terminator bit, as it's also a premium bit and it seems to be doing really well. Wiha, like I said, makes a bunch of other tools, and I use their precision screwdrivers and definitely their insulated pliers and stuff like that when I'm working on electrical stuff, and it works really well. Those are probably some of the best insulated pliers and linesman pliers and diagonal cutter and stuff that were used especially for electrical work. So no surprise here, but 360 screws in, 462 removed, and 12 seconds on the torture test. Like I said, torture test is very difficult. I did not include the price on here, mainly because all of these highlighted here, well, except for the stuff that's been discontinued, you can pretty much get at all your big box stores. Well, maybe not the Milwaukee stuff because they don't carry at Lowe's, but you can pretty much get them in most places, almost anywhere.
And it's really hard to price out because they all come in different configurations. You can buy them one bit at a time. You can buy them in sets or combo cases or whatnot, and they all come either on sale or whatnot. But anyways, they're all generally somewhere around the neighborhood of $15, $20, $35, depending on what's kits and size and things that you get. So they're all generally roughly around the same price. The things that little stands out here are going to be the Wera and the Wiha bits, mainly because the Wera bit, I mean, it's an impactor bit, but the impactor set's generally somewhere around $60 or $70, and it comes with like a 15 piece. Or you could get like just the smaller set of PH2 or specific bits, and they're generally around $30. So the Wera and Wiha are very little expensive. The Wiha stuff is, you could get, I think it was like 25 Terminator impact bit for roughly around $26 on Amazon or something like that. But that also comes in different configurations. I know a lot of people order these things from KC Tool or whatnot. Don't worry, this video is not sponsored or anything. But these bits are going to be in a little bit higher price range. But in reality, if most of the people are going to lose the bits or whatnot, mainly before they even wear out. So if you're that type of person that's always losing stuff and losing bits, you'll probably be fine with any one of these bits. But if you just want high quality stuff, maybe you're a fine woodworker, or you're just doing very fine precision work or whatnot, definitely pick up either the Wera or the Wiha bits. I know if I'm going to be buying bits, those are pretty much the bits I'm going to be buying, and maybe leaning a little bit more towards the Wera because the contact point of the bit on the screw was actually very, very impressive. You probably saw several times in the video. After a screw's been driven, you move the impact driver and the bit is stuck to the screw. And yes, this can be annoying if you're doing a lot of impact driver work or work that's repetitive, like you're putting in deck boards or siding with screws, which not too many people do these days. But anyways, if you're doing, it could be annoying because it gets stuck there. But when you put the bit holder back into the bit, and it can literally hold the impact driver with just the contact point of the bit, which is actually very impressive. So like I said, just go ahead and check this out. But I know if I'm buying bits in the future, I'm going to be buying some of the premium bits, especially since they just seem to last a little bit better. But anyways, hope this video helped you guys out. Hope sometime in the near future we can probably do more sample sizes and get some of this stuff going. But hope this video helped you guys out, and I'll see you guys next time.